Storm's Indy Heat is a conversion of the Super Sprint style coin-op from the same people who brought you Ivan Ironman Stewart's Super Off-Road Racer. Simplicity is often the best policy in the games world, and you can't get much simpler than Indy Heat. It seems to be an exact replica of its coin-op cousin, the only difference being the reduction in participating cars from 5 to 4, and the omission of a 5'6" hardwood cabinet. Although 4 cars can compete in each race, there's only a couple of joystick ports on the Amiga, so some poor soul's going to have to use the keyboard while the 4th car is computer controlled. The controls are easy, and that's no mean feat considering the transition from foot pedal coin-op to home computer. Once you've grown accustomed to the joystick controls replacing the natural curve of the steering wheel and the fire button replacing the foot pedal, you'll be racing like a real pro in no time. 10 tracks are on offer, and as these can be raced both clockwise and anti-clockwise, you've essentially got 20 tracks on which to burn rubber. Each competitor is awarded prize money depending on their placing, and this is used up in an extra screen that would put Halfords to shame. Extra brakes, super grip tyres, quicker pit crews, souped up engines and life-saving turbos can all be bought in the shop after every race. Races take place all over America, from Illinois to Kentucky, and with each location comes an ever-increasing number of laps to complete. Things start off gently enough with a mere 5, but by the time you've reached the top of the table, there's a gruelling 12 to be raced over. You might think that the tiny sprites don't do the racing justice, but they move smoothly enough, and when they've taken too many hits, they actually burst into flames, leaving bits of bodywork all over the track. It's here that the driver's cunning comes into play, as the cars can only stand a few hits before they need the pits. First, you are warned by your mechanic holding up the pit card. If you ignore him, your pit will shout for you to come in for repairs. Choose to ignore them at your peril, as without the vital repairs, you'll be reduced to a shuffling wreck. All drivers are susceptible to damage, and cutting up your opponents and forcing them off the road is a real laugh. If you're feeling really dick-dastardly, you can nobble another player by deliberately shunting their car off the jacks when it's in the pits. This slows them up and squashes one of their pit crew. Now you couldn't do that for real in the world of Formula 1 racing. Well, not more than a couple of times.
But he overshot his pit box.
When you enter the pits, the crew rush around filling up your tank, replacing your turbos and emptying the ashtrays. After a few seconds, the jacks come away and, pausing only to stash your free wine glasses, you can wheel spin off again. My only niggle concerns the shortness of the races. I'd happily play a real-time Le Mans 24-hour endurance stage, but sadly it always feels like my fender-bending antics have only just begun when the computer car's taking the checkered flag. Usually, it's the only car on the track that gets on with the matter in hand and doesn't get involved in gratuitous argy-bargy. The music and sound effects that accompany the game add considerably to the proceedings. Considering the unplayability of most racing track games, this one is an absolute gem. If you haven't got a friend to race against, it will lose its charm in the end, but until then, you'll have a blast. Thanks for watching, guys. What did you think of Indy Heat? I must admit, I really loved this one and found it really addictive. Hit the like button and let me know your experiences in the comment section. If you're enjoying the Commodore nostalgia, then please consider subscribing to the channel and following me on this epic journey, revisiting some classics just like this. With plenty more games on the channel, I hope to see you all in the next video. Thanks once again, and until the next one, bye for now. Just want to take a moment to thank the following patrons. It's massively appreciated that you're supporting the channel, covering the games we love. Stay retro.